Hi, my COM 101 honors class. I am doing a little reverse right now. Instead of you looking at me, I'm putting the camera right on our calendar to just to update us and get everyone on the same page. By now in the semester, we're entering into week 5, and that is a time that we should feel a little more secure or a lot more secure in what we're doing because the pattern repeats itself over and over again. We do presentations, we have a journal to critique, we have discussion boards weekly, and we just keep turning this out. Little by little, you are being changed a little bit by the way you look at public speaking, or maybe a lot, and that you are gaining confidence. And that's what I'm hoping happens. I think this might be a little dark, so if you can't see it, I will lift it up. Let's see if that helps. That helps a little bit. Okay, so this coming Thursday, the 25th, we will be meeting our usual time at 11 o'clock. Some key things to remember is this is not how I take attendance. So if you cannot stay the whole time, I do not monitor that. But this is the time to be together, to listen to each other, to support each other. Also, do not take offense if somebody does not comment in the chat on your presentation. Not everyone will make comments, and it's no reflection on your content or how you delivered your presentation. Do not worry about it. Also, I know that it's hard to take care of all the little details, but make sure your microphone is off. I was horrified for our Liz that during her presentation, someone's microphone was on. And I'm not trying to embarrass anyone, but please keep it off. And please try to focus the most you can, even if you are trying to multitask at the same time. The students who breathe in and breathe out and are in the moment, living in the present moment on these Zooms, always fare better, always. I've noticed that students who cannot concentrate for even an hour at a time have a harder time. I get more questions from them, and I feel badly that they feel out of the loop because it really is a team effort. Our speeches become contagious. You know, the more students do content that is true to them, and we see authentic presentations and introductions, bodies, conclusions that are clear, easy to follow, the more students will model after each other. I have had classes that have like soared to such heights because they were able to keep each other up. So course material, readings, videos from TED Talks are great, but the real course material comes from each other. All right, so I don't know why I'm just staring at our calendar right now, but I just want to take you through, as you will could take yourself through. But I don't think everyone always watches or looks at the calendar because they ask me questions like, when's this due, when's that due? And I say, look at the calendar. So as we go along, this is this coming week informative, then a journal, same thing, and then the speech of history, which I really haven't spoken too much about, but I will put up a video on that. Basically, that's an information speech about someone who's been in the public eye that you are doing a review on their presentation, and there is a handout for that. Then we have the spring break, March 15th to 21st. To warn you, I'm not sure exactly the dates, but there are going to be times during spring break that Blackboard is being taken down for like updates or cleaning. So Blackboard is the program on which all the courses run. So during that week, if you think that's going to be a catch-up week to catch up on anything in any of your courses, it may not be available to you. So let you know that. And then we don't come back together until April 1st. So that's a big span of time. So once again, look at what's coming ahead of you. You'll just have finished your speech of history. So you have your persuasive speech. And then, oh yeah, last day for student-generated withdrawal is April 9th. And then we're going to do our broadcast interviews. If you look at our course site, you will see over here that I have some examples of interviews from a previous semester. Actually, those are students I had in 2017. I've had many since then, but I asked that class, individually, could I please keep your broadcast interview in perpetuity? Not everyone said yes in the class, but a lot did. So that's like sacred ground. But those are the days that we would go into the television studio. We're not doing that anymore. But the assignment still stands, where you're going to be asked to interview someone. What happened last semester is students would interview each other with a video recording. And so these are the only time that you can pre-record. And then I'll put up a post for VoiceThread. You can enter it there. If you'd like to do it live in front of us on April 15th, absolutely. I could picture students having their children to interview, someone's home, someone who is safe to be with, or maybe wear a mask. If you want to do it live, you may. If not, you'll have time to pre-record it and put it up on VoiceThread. So that's an interview. And again, examples are over here. Over here, you can get some examples. And, you know, these are the different topics. Justina interviewed Tiffany about diabetes. Scott and Danielle talked about Lizzie Borden. And it's two students, or a student and a guest. It's not necessarily two students, even in this case. So you won't be interviewing each other. But there's been different clever ways students have interviewed family members. And then you can see the different topics. This was a cute one here, only because this was a husband and a wife together. This is my student Ryan, and he's interviewing his wife. 3 minutes and 40 seconds. The assignment was to go to a 5 minute, so you work for that, but this is a pass-fail assignment, but these examples are good to see. So that's coming up. That's what, no other class does that for public speaking. This is just for the honors. And over here, again on the side, you can see handouts, presentations, under here. And there is a handout for each one, including the broadcast interviews, where you can read up on it. So, you know, when you think, what do I have to do in this class? Everything is coming up. Everything is coming up. So you can plan in advance. So even that week of March 15th, I suggest you rest or go to work or do whatever, but there's handouts for everything. You might say, well, what am I going to do for that one? So it's always look back at the calendar. Always look back at the calendar. So, yeah, and I do not count the Zooms as attendance. I count the discussion boards as attendance. However, you have to do your presentations live in real time on Zoom. So as much as I say I don't count it, I still want you there. And I really want the students there who can be there. If you can't be there, I understand, and you're not in trouble. But it's your responsibility to keep up with the course and to make sure that you're accountable. Fortunately, we've had a group of students who stay and listen to each other, so it's worked out. All right, so what else I was going to show you is, and then after that on the 29th, we have the personal experience and brief opinion, and we do laugh and cry together sometimes, don't we? Is over here, this last week, if we still need Zoom time to catch up with any presentations that are out there. Oftentimes during the week I have scheduled for broadcast interviews. Students sometimes use that time to do a live interview, sometimes not. So we usually can catch up there with other speeches. But I will add another date, May 6th, for our class to be on Zoom. But that's so optional. And maybe we won't have anyone who needs to do a makeup. So don't put it down like, oh, I have to be on Zoom on May 6th. But no reflection on you if you're not there. But that will be our safety net in case we run out of time. This coming Thursday, Denise Damasio from the Honors Program will be joining us. And I want to have her on class time so that if you have any questions, you can ask her directly. I love Denise, and she's done a great job organizing the Honors Program. So I think that's it for now. Oh, I know what I wanted to talk to you about was the final exam, and we already have it scheduled. Of course it's scheduled, May 10th through May 14th. But I will tell you something. I opened this up a lot sooner than this, and this is based on the vocabulary words or focal points that I point out to you in our chapters. In total, we do 13 chapters. The chapters are listed right here if you want to write them down. Chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16s. And from those, I take 50 multiple choice of multiple answer questions. And actually, I only have 2 multiple answer and 48 multiple choice. And I give you the definition of one of those terms that was on the focal point, and then you answer. Now, the nice part about this final exam, and I will show you the nice part. Here we click it on. I've already have it created. You are going to go like this and then continue. And then the questions come up. And let's say the first one. Yeah, you're going to get the first question, right? Question 1. The process of taking a mental image associating the image with words and then speaking those words is called. Okay, this is a definition that is in the back of the glossary of one of our chapters. Now, when I give you the focal points when you're reading the chapter, pay attention to those. See, and then you have a choice. Is it decoding? Is it listening? Is it speaking? Or is it encoding? So let's say you have no clue, and that's fine. Don't panic. You would have to go back to those terms, look up their definitions in the chapters, and then you can match it. And then you save your answer. Whatever you put down, you save your answer over here. And then you can go back to this as often as you want to. You do not submit this until all 50 questions are answered. Most students did extremely well and thought it was a good review of vocabulary and got them into the chapters, because it's an honor system that's really based on how much you want to work through this course. If you're a student who really is interested in communication, in oral communication, written communication, you'll gain a lot by reading through the chapters, because they're written with some great understanding from a variety of authors. Because this course was designed, this book was designed by what they call the Creative Commons. So you'll notice every chapter has different authors, so it's lots of new voices. So if you read every week and keep up with the readings, it's only going to benefit you. I see the students who do that are stronger speakers. It can connect to their English and their writing, because it's all about connecting. It's all about connecting with an audience. But not everyone does it. So I just wanted to show you the final exam. So there is nothing you do with those chapters. You don't answer questions. You don't do anything. You just read, take it in. Take in what you can. I mean, you don't do anything to pass into me. You do a lot. But just like any other class, so many classes I had, especially in graduate school, the teachers would present information and they'd say, well, either you take it in or you don't take it in. And the question would be, am I going to be tested on this? And the teacher would say, well, it's only going to benefit you. Not everything do you micromanagely get tested on. And that really shows what kind of student you are. And it's a private growth more than anything else. So anyway, this was the final exam. I wanted to show it to you so you could see that I wasn't kidding, that it is as organized as this and doable. But I do want you to come to the Zooms and be part of it, smiling at each other. Yes, do participate in the chat, but don't feel funny if someone doesn't chat on yours. Keep your microphones off. So poor Liz was our first time here. She didn't complain. She's a trooper, but I felt badly that someone was talking during her Zoom. Children are always welcomed in the class, but make sure they're safe, make sure they're good. And I will see you. I think that's all I wanted to say for now. The class, I love our class. I'm always happy every Thursday knowing we're going to be together, when the Thursdays we are, and knowing that we are together as a team. For me, it's team building. This is what this is about, working collaboratively with each other, being able to support each other. And I'm telling you, good presentations are contagious. It's not a competition, but it's a support that we have for each other. I was just trying to think if there was something else I wanted to point out to you. All right, I'm leaving the site of the final exam. Yeah, the chapters are here, Even if I don't assign you a chapter, you can look through them. What I like about this book so much, and one of the reasons I selected it as an open resource, was that it does give you content above and beyond what I'm expecting us to do. So even in in like chapter like I love chapter 2 because I love the origins of public speaking. But even in chapter 1, you go into, and this is the creator right here, Lisa. She created the entire program, and you go into this, and then you get into like just so many, like the way they layer it out to us. I love the quotes. I love the simplicity. I really like this book. I mean, I like the models that they have, and they're drawing you into the content, and you know that any chapter is not going to exhaust the content. It's just the beginning of the conversation, just like our speeches are. Just like our speeches are. I was going to show you where the vocabulary is at the end. All these definitions, these are the definitions you're going to see that are going to be there, and you're going to have to match the term. Most students say they didn't even have to look back if they've read the chapters. Some said they did just to make sure they weren't making mistakes, and you'll have time. All right, so, oh yeah, the other thing I wanted to show you on the book, over here where it says, classroom here, they have video modules. They have extra. Oh, maybe that's just for, I don't know. Anyway, they have extra. That's what I'm trying to say. You can keep looking in the chapters and find more resources to be helpful. I don't know what I'm saying. Oh yeah, over here, supplemental chapter resources. That's where it is. Where you read even more. I have down the benefits of public speaking right from here. I put that into our coursework, what epistemology is. So as much as the chapters cover the content pretty well, it's just the beginning of the conversation. You're interested in something specifically, see if they have anything extra in the supplemental parts of every chapter, and maybe you'll do a speech on that. And as far as your information speeches are concerned, you utilize chapter 15 for some ideas, but you can, you think of things that are in your natural life so you feel connected to the words. The more connected you are to the words, the more natural your delivery will be, the more authentic, and the more at home you will feel with your content. You don't have to struggle with something that's new information. You can go back to the news if you want to, but in chapter 15 on informative presentations, right here, look to see in the supplemental chapter. Maybe there's something in there that could help you come up with another topic idea. So utilize these resources. How to prepare informative speech. There's more information than just the book has or just the chapter has that you might find helpful. Now, for some others, you're managing your time the best you can, and you find it enough just to look through the chapter, look through our handouts. But it's important to know that the course material is there to support you. But you can do your presentations on ordinary objects. Think of the informative speech, a teaching speech about a person, place, or thing. I love Oprah Winfrey. I love Michelle Obama. I'm a big fan of Hillary Clinton. I know a lot about all three women. I've read their books. I've listened to podcasts. I could do an informative speech doing a timeline on any one of those women. I'd have to review what I had for information, but because of my own natural curiosity, I could develop an intro body conclusion. So that's a person, a place, maybe a vacation spot you've been to, maybe your own hometown, maybe just a favorite hiking trail you have that you want to explain to us. Give us the details on it. Use your words to describe it, and it'll be very connected to you. A thing, maybe you want to talk to us about your cell phone or about your computer or about the type of toothbrush you use or the sneakers or something in your house. Maybe you got one of those air fryers and you want to do a presentation on the air fryer. You don't have to be an expert in your topic to speak genuinely and send out information. And then a process, a person, place, thing, or process or event. Tell us how to do something. Take us in your backyard and show us how to plant a tree, something like that. Looking here at the end of chapter 15, they give you some ideas, potential speech topics, and they give you a list of them that have been done in the past, and that doesn't mean they're bad, but they are objects, they're processes, they're concepts. So it's a very broad assignment. At the same time, if you're more comfortable going back to the news, you can go back to that. And instead of one article or story, you do 2 or 3 so that you can round it out to 4 to 7 minutes. Okay, I think I've talked enough. Wasn't this fun not looking at my face? But I want you to utilize the resources we have. Realize that we're here to support each other. The group support is tremendous. Denise will be joining us. I'm not sure what time. When we start our class at 11, I'll be able to know what time she's coming in. I let it open to her, whatever time was convenient for her. We will add May 6th as a Zoom date if we need it. Anyway, hope this was helpful. I'll see you all on Thursday at 11 o'clock.